The Department of Defense could soon allow women on board submarines. Navy Secretary Ray Mabus and Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Gary Roughead have been pushing for the change in policy. Defense Secretary Robert Gates formally notified Congress of his decision on Friday. Congress has 30 days to respond. Secretary of the Army John McHugh and his Chief of Staff testified Tuesday in front of the Senate Armed Services Committee about the defense authorization request for fiscal year 2011. Secretary McHugh said the proposed budget rightly focuses on those initiatives that support soldiers, families, and civilians. Petty Officer Elliot Fabrizio has more.
Army families must not and will not be left behind as the service looks for ways to efficiently stretch the defense dollar. That according to Army Secretary John McHugh. The Secretary testified alongside Army Chief of Staff General George Casey before the Senate Armed Services Committee Tuesday on the 2011 budget. He said the family programs will remain a top priority as the Army moves toward both transformation and modernization.
The 2011 proposed budget rightly focuses on those initiatives that support our soldiers, families, civilians. The submission requests $1.7 billion in 2011 to standardize and fund those vital family programs and all those that they serve.
The budget hearing also provided the Senate Armed Services Committee the chance to ask the Army leaders their stance on Defense Secretary Robert Gates' proposed moratorium on discharging for homosexuality until the review on repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell is complete.
I do have serious concerns about the impact of the repeal of the law on a force that's fully engaged in 2 wars and has been at war for 8.5 years. We just don't know the impacts on readiness and military effectiveness.
Both Secretary McHugh and General Casey testified they would obey a moratorium if it were imposed by Congress, but they agreed it could complicate ongoing cases and the issue deserves further study. Reporting from the Pentagon, I'm Petty Officer Elliot Fabrizio.
Also testifying Tuesday concerning the defense budget, Secretary of the Air Force Michael Donley and his Chief of Staff General Norton Schwartz. They appeared in front of the House Armed Services Committee to discuss ways to preserve and enhance the force.
Finally, we must preserve and enhance the all-volunteer force. Airmen are our most valuable resource, and they have performed superbly in every mission and deployment they've undertaken.
This budget request supports these airmen in our continuing efforts to rebalance the force, make difficult decisions on what and how we buy, and sustain our needed contributions to the joint team.
As the drawdown in Iraq approaches, intense training is underway to advance the capabilities of Iraqi soldiers who are taking control of their country's security. Iraqi leaders signed the Chemical Warfare Convention last year. It is an arms control agreement that outlaws the production, stockpiling, and use of chemical weapons. Sergeant Joshua Emmett is teaching Iraqi troops how to handle dangerous chemicals at Camp Taji. In this culmination exercise, Iraqis test, identify, and handle simulated hazardous ordnance.
Here at Taji, we're training the Iraqis, and I'm one of the instructors for the Iraqis to train them in basic chemical skills and how to perform their duties that they're going to have in Iraq.
Sergeant Emmett said the ultimate goal of the Chemical Warfare Convention is to have all nations that sign the agreement understand how to destroy any stockpiles they may find. And service members across the U.S. are working long hours performing a variety of tasks to help the relief effort in Haiti. Staff Sergeant James Zanetti went behind the scenes and talked with one soldier about his part.
Long hours, extreme conditions, and thousands of pounds of food and equipment. This soldier's work ensures critical relief items reach Haiti.
Our priorities for the past week have been the in-servicing and proper parachute packing of cargo and extraction chutes, which the airdrop supply guys and the Air Force are using to drop in supplies to the nation of Haiti.
Being a part of this mission provides him the opportunity to see his efforts affect thousands of Haitian people in a positive way.
It makes me feel proud of what I do. You know, not only are we service members in the Army, but we are goodwill ambassadors to the people of the world. In a time of crisis such as the earthquake in Haiti, these people needed our help, and we're there to respond. We don't do this for awards, we don't do it for special recognition. We do it because we're humanitarians and it's the right thing to do.
Less than 24 hours after the earthquake hit Haiti, troops were on the ground providing medical care and supplies. Thanks to military members like this, to date, more than 14,000 U.S. citizens and orphans have been relocated to the U.S., and over 22 million pounds of supplies and equipment have been delivered, with more on the way. James Zanetti, Charleston Air Force Base, South Carolina.
Coming up on Around the Services, Off the Field, we'll show you what service members and football players have in common. But first, Air Force Symposium. Leaders are taking part in a symposium that focuses on the risks and technology in their everyday fight. Stick around, Sergeant Ted McDonald is back with more.